inside yourself, are you a good guy trying to be bad, or are you a bad guy trying to be good?
That's a good question.
The other side of Jon Jones. Everybody knows Jon Jones for the fighting and the antics outside of the cage.
1 week before every fight, I would go out and I would get blacked out wasted.
It's all been documented. He's been accused of so many things. Battery, assault, driving drunk.
Driver's license, registration, insurance. Please turn your car off. Why are you drag racing that Cadillac?
I didn't drag race
Driver's
the Cadillac.
license, registration, and insurance, please.
I did not drag race the Cadillac.
So many things that we've associated with Jones. But was he born that way? Is he evil? Is he a bad guy? Is he really that person? Let's find out. In this video, we are going to look at certain components that will show us another side of Jon Jones, another side of the story that we don't really get to see. Let's find out his past, how he grew up, what kind of environment he was in when he was young, what molded him. And
how much milk did you guys go through growing up? Like boxes of cereal, pancakes?
What was going on?
How many pieces of furniture got broken? Like, what was it like just roughhousing back in the day?
Yeah, we actually, growing up, my father actually bought a wrestling mat and put it in our basement just so we wouldn't break furniture. When we get home, as soon as we get home, we would take our backpacks off and we'll go in the basement, we'll just get 5-minute rounds apiece and we'll just wrestle. And then by the time we're tired, we'll come up and shower and get ready for dinner. But every day it was a wrestling match. And everything was a competition. You know, we were running around the house, who could open the refrigerator the fastest, who could drink the most milk, or whatever it was. So we would eat anything. And we're not picky eaters. My mom would just make a big pot of whatever and we'd all eat it. So it was fun growing up, honestly. And we were very family oriented. We all shared the bedroom in a two-family apartment, so that was fun. Those were great times for sure.
You shared what? Did you say? You shared?
We shared the same bedroom, all three of us. Yeah, we shared the same bedroom.
Oh my God! I've got 3 kids in my. I'm thinking that's not a bad idea to get in a wrestling mat. So your dad's like, screw it. This is potentially dangerous and expensive with so much around here. You just put a wrestling mat down. And that's it.
Yeah.
Say go.
And get it out of the way, get it out of our system before we get to the furniture.
Now did he?
And you'll be surprised to find out that he grew up in the church. His father was a minister.
It says God so loved the world that he gave his only son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life.
He grew up in a believing family, in a family that I assumed actually vouched for morality, right? He was also the weakest out of all of his brothers, and in that family, being the weakest, how does someone that grew up in the church end up doing a hit and run, or end up like doing cocaine and stuff like that? What happens? What changed him? There's got to be something, right? Or maybe that thing was already in him.
Coming out of high school, I started drinking in high school, and I always felt like I needed alcohol to be cool or to conquer anxiety.
Jon Jones is not different from most people. Most people start drinking socially because of social anxiety. He said that he started drinking initially to be more confident. And many people start drinking for that because it just makes them less anxious. But that can quickly go into addiction, and then you lose control of yourself, and next thing you know, you're an alcoholic for life. The alcohol and being a fighter is 2 things that don't really mix, because once you become a fighter, you have the power to do a lot of things, to do a lot of damage, like especially a UFC fighter. Who is going to stand up to you? And how can you control your power? Because UFC fighters, like, they're the closest thing to like superhumans. These guys are gladiators. But I wanted to talk about not only his upbringing, but the type of person he wanted to be, the type of champion he aspired to be.
I'm right here. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm so happy for you. What an inspirational story. continue to strive, man, and continue on that right foot. Continue getting better every year, my friend. This is great. Great certificate.
Fire hatch.
We have a chopper though.
We have a chopper, but no back doors.
No back doors.
Fire hatch to the roof. For a
People
chopper.
will be waiting.
Rope ladder.
My man. I love you too, bro.
Jon Jones wanted to be a role model, an example, someone that people would look up to. Did you know that Jon Jones had a charity?
I have this group called the CARE Project, where we are a nonprofit in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Stands for
Community Appropriate Relief Effort.
You beat me to it. Good
Yeah.
job, Steve-O. Yeah, and
Steve-O joined the UFC champ to help his efforts with the CARE Project, raising money and support for communities impacted by COVID-19 pandemic in New Mexico. Steve-O is a massive UFC fan and has been a regular at UFC fights for years. What
that's
up?
big. That's big, man.
Dude, that was...
A lot of people don't know that. He's trying to make amends. Even with Easy, with Israel Adesanya, like they ran into each other and they made peace. And I believe, I could say it's John that initiated the peace, because in a tweet, or I believe it was a tweet or a comment, he answered to some interview, he said, my favorite fighter is Israel Adesanya. And I'm sure that on both sides, that did a lot. It did a lot to make the relationship better. You have to remember as well that fighting is a business. You have to sell these tickets now. Guys, I was editing this stuff here and then I realized that the video cut halfway through. What can I do? Anyways, it's hard to balance the promotion, all that smack talking, and the actual person. You're even nice and boring sometimes. If there's no tension, the fights aren't selling. So this could all be an act. Do you know what I mean? It could all be an act. It could all be an act. But furthermore, I will go even further. You don't become a champion by being nice. You gotta be absolutely ruthless. Even for me, I find it painful and etc. Because I'm a nice, very compassionate, caring person. But it's like, to have the mindset of a champion, you gotta be an absolute dominator. You know what I'm saying? You need to be a conqueror, you need to be ruthless. When you're in battle, you need to have a certain mindset. And a lot of people don't understand this, but it's vital. The danger for all of us that aspire to become champion is that that attitude just starts sipping in your life. That power just starts sipping. That lust for the power just, it starts eating you and destroying your life, you know what I mean? Nobody understands what you have to be, the kind of beast you have to become in order to become a champion. So I'll come some slack for that, because I didn't understand, but now I can understand the type of person you need to be, at least when you're competing. So is Jon Jones really a bad guy? I don't know. The truth is, I don't know. But the fact that he's trying to get his shit together, he's trying to improve himself, that does for sure count for something, right? Anyways, make sure you like, subscribe, and share.
I think I am a bad guy that's trying to be good. Just because religiously we're all sinners. We're all sinners. We're born into sin. It's our nature to sin. And it's a decision to try to do the right thing. You know, it's a decision to do the right thing when no one's looking.